What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome. This is Tell It How It Is. No filter. I am your host, Hush, aka How You Stop Him, aka No Noise, aka Voice of Reason, aka Unstoppable Hush. Give a round of applause for yourself. This is for you. This is episode 163. What's up? What's going on? How's everybody doing? How was your Easter? How's Easter really supposed to go? For me as a kid, church. I get, some families your Easter outfit is for church, and some families your Easter outfit is lit. You get done pretty good. Shout out to the families who had both. I didn't mind having church and the regular fit being fire. But for me, it was mostly church. So I'd get a new suit, new shoes, and church vibes all day. So that's how my Easter used to go as a kid. It's not about the Easter bunny. They incorporate that in eggs and egg hunts. Cool. So just I hope everybody was safe, enjoyed. Whether you went to church or not. I have something very bad. Like, I had a notion on it. I'm not trying to act psychic. I'm not trying to put negative in the air like I knew. But big, huge sleep in paradise to DJ Kayslay. COVID took him at the age of 55. Now, we knew something was up. A couple months back, they were saying he was hospitalized, he was sick. So we kind of gave it space to just say, alright, that happened, but he'll be alright. Just give him his space and time and respect the family and all that. But something didn't sit right with me. I'm not saying I knew. Something ain't sit right, because even when it quiet down a little bit, we still ain't see the God. I ain't hear no, he came out or he got better. They just kind of muted it. Keep it a buck. I mean, to me, I didn't see or hear anything. So it was muted. So that kind of bothered me, but I still was saying, you know what? Let the higher bees handle that. You know what I'm saying? And I thought he would have been eventually all right. But sad to say, nonetheless, S.I.P Kayslay, huge part of the music world in its entirety, especially influential for me. So that is huge. That's a huge hip-hop loss. Just a moment for Kay. Okay, my condolences to his family, and still respect the fam and respect the space and let them mourn in peace, please. NBA stuff. Jokic on the Nuggets. He got ejected. I know I'm making this huge news. Draymond Green, I think, is the king. They talk about Pat Beverly getting under your skin and getting annoying. I think Green trumps that, because he really was able to take Jokic out of his game. I mean, he still gets his buckets. He's still gonna get his buckets, but that he got to him for real. So he was ejected in game 2. Denver is down in that series, 2 games to none. They're down. They have none. I apologize, because Golden State, I had them in the mix, in the talks, but after seeing just pieces of game 1 and 2, I put together that they may damn well go to the finals or be in the conference finals. They're dangerous. Jordan Poole, I have to give him his flowers. I haven't already, verbally, publicly. Jordan Poole is the truth, man. That's that on that series. Brooklyn blew it. Boston caught game 1 on a buzzer beater by Tatum. They showed some footage that I wasn't pleased with. Now, Kevin Durant is super amazing. Astronomical. Him and Kyrie, just that gives you a chance. Like, you really don't need nothing else. You have a chance with those two. That last sequence, though, Durant looked like a deer in headlights on defense. I don't know if he was just too in the moment. You know, I'm not acting like I'm a professional basketball player and I can call every play. But he looked kind of lost on that last play right there. So Tatum got it. They got one. Marcus Smart's claimly has allegedly Defensive Player of the Year. And Mikal Bridges thinks otherwise on the Suns. Moving forward. Suns Pelicans. Yo, I'm so happy for CJ McCullough to really get a shot to stand on his own and see what he could do for an organization and where he can get. But the Pelicans is not beating the Suns, I don't think. So if they get a game, God bless. So the Suns should dominate that series. Memphis Timberwolves. I'm so happy with Memphis. I really can't call that one either, but it appears that the Timberwolves have the upper hand so far. Shout out to Dallas, man. Like, without Luka, they was able to stage a W, which sounds backwards because they have home court. But game one, Utah felt like they was in Utah, the way they carried on. But anyway, shout out to Brunson, man. Shout out to Brunson. He held it down. Him and Finney Smith, yo, they made it a game. You know, all other supporting cast, that was a dope win to say, listen, you know, when Luka comes back, if he comes back, we're going to hold it down to such a time. Shout out for that. Miami, Atlanta. Atlanta worked so hard to get in this. And I think that's it, man. I think Miami's going to just walk right through. You know, Atlanta might get one, but I think that's Rizzle. Philly is handling Toronto as they should. They are hyped about this Harden thing. Like, that addition is what's going to take them over the top. I don't want to take away Harden's flowers because I believe I gave it to him. Just because he's not on Brooklyn, no matter where you take your talents, you should get your credit. Copy that. We'll see what happens. I got them handling Toronto. Toronto may get one, maybe. I don't know. Who am I missing? I think that might be it. That may be it. That's the NBA. Speaking of NBA, before I change subjects, winning time. The rise of the Lakers dynasty is big. Like, I don't know if I said it before. It's worth mentioning again, even if I said it on a platform already. Check that out. Again, it's comedy and some behind the scenes of the Lakers all time. You know what I mean? Well, when they was in their dynasty. I think that show is dope. Definitely. Check that out. DJ Envy and Gia. Forgot I forget Clues. I forget Envy's last name already. You feel me? Well, Gia and DJ Envy. DJ Envy's wife. They have a book, Real Life, Real Love. They recently was on a talk show or even went on YouTube or Twitter, whatever. They really discussing this, like the ins and outs of marriage, like no sugarcoating at all, from cheating, infidelities, to faking sexual encounters, you name it. So I feel like this is big for them to be able to be that courageous and show strength in their relationship at this point to expose all of that, because we've seen similarities with this with the Will and Jada, which I'm not getting into that anymore, but you see how the media and everyone else can turn your shit against you when it's put out there. So for DJ Envy and his wife, shout out to them, to be able to put their shit out there, because they're probably at a place now that's unbreakable, because they done got through that shit. The thing is that they didn't expose it while it was happening. So maybe because it's after the fact, they can put that out there and we can use that positively instead of trying to use that to go against them or throw shots at them. I think that that's dope. You know what I mean? So Real Life, Real Love, check it out. And anybody who's trying to get married, want to get married in a real relationship, should want any pointers, especially if it's right at your disposal. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just me. Everybody don't know everything, but if we can take pieces from somewhere to help us put our feet in the right direction. So shout out to them. Real life, real love. No doubt. Then again, that difference was, yeah. Will and Jada could have gave that to us in a different way where we could have learned as well, but that's a total different, I'm leaving that. And yeah, it seems like Red Table Talk is on the way for them to discuss God knows what versus what we already know. But nonetheless, the viewership will be there. How true this is, another allegation. So remember the game was on Drink Champs, and shout out to Drink Champs, by the way. I just love that one I saw with Remy. So the interview with Remy was dope. Like it definitely made me look at things differently in a good way. And I really got to give Remy her flowers as well, because you know what I mean? The shit she went through, and the big pun story, which is he's in my top 5. I've said it. So it was big for me, and that was one of the best interviews for Drink Champs for me. One of. Snoop is on the next one. I didn't get to see that yet. Shout out to Drink Champs to keep crushing it. So anyway, when the game was on there, he referenced a comment saying that he felt that Kanye has done more for him in whatever weeks that they work together on whatever they got going on than what Dr. Dre has done for him the entire career. We thought that was a little bit of a reach. We don't know for sure. What seemed to have risen allegedly is that Kanye does not approve or did not feel that Game should have said that. Allegedly. Whether that's true or not, I like the showing of that, because you can judge things how you want and feel how you feel, but that's a tall reach, dog. I mean, I don't know Dr. Dre personally, and can't judge. But I don't see how, if you don't have Dr. Dre, we don't know the game. And it's kind of correlating with what I loved about Remy's interview, because if there's no pun, there's no Remy. So certain people put you in position, and however that goes, good or bad, that is what started you. You kind of got to work from there. Now, was everything all the way peachy creamy and in 100% of what Dre did, he did all he absolutely could? I don't know that. I just know that if you don't hear Dr. Dre, you don't hear Game. So I don't know how you could say Kanye, you could not like how shit went down. I just feel like that was just worded crazy to me. But it's he entitled to his freedom of speech, and however he want y'all to paint the picture. So that's what he basically did. But anyway, the Kanye saying that would be definitely a good look, because it's like saying, I appreciate you and I'm here to help, and we've bonded and done some great things, possibly musically, but I will not take the credit or compare to that, because if you don't have, again, Dr. Dre, Game doesn't work with Kanye. When would he ever have known Kanye? Possibly. I'm off that. So that's it. Now, what I want to get into today, your progress report. Take a second on that. Patience. I've said this a million times. Patience. Faith. Belief. And confidence. What is the 4 things? Patience. Belief. Faith. Confidence. If you have all of those in its highest form, you can't lose. You can't lose. And I know in the last segment, you see how I kind of pin things together? In the last segment, when I asked who you trying to keep up with, it's a similar conversation, because it's like, A progress report is a progress report. There's so many examples. A baby step is better than no step. Case in point, what we all really focus on, money, right? So for my 9 to 5ers, paycheck to paycheck, be that as it may, if you get paid and you had $1 left before that paycheck dropped, and then you get paid again, and you have $10 when that paycheck dropped, that's progress. You want to sit here, and that's not something to announce. And that's the thing. You know, you shit on your blessings or you draw too much attention, and people are not rooting for you in this world. There are people who want to see you struggle, want to see you not make it. So you put anything in the universe, especially social media wise, and you get what you get. So the $1 to $10 reference is not something to announce. What I'm saying is within self, within you, your 4 walls, if you had $1 when you got paid last time, but you have $10 when you get paid this time, that's progress. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You're $9 up. And whatever you did, pay attention. Really break down what you did. Because sometimes it takes you to go through it to know how to maneuver versus making steps in preparation prior. I'm not upset or mad at how you get to the finish line, because some people may try to tell you, oh, budget from the gate or calculate from the door or put down the finances from the rip. Sometimes you got to kind of just wing it. You can sometimes wing it and still have a success story. So the $9, I look at that as a come up. You moved, you did better. What did you do that you have $9 more? And now you don't got to put the pressure on yourself, because if the following check, you're back down to $1, that's not good. That's a step back. That's a step back. I'm not praising it, but don't throw in the towel yet, because there was something you did to up the numbers. Now, if you can go from 1 to 10 to now, let's say that next check you got $20. But you know what? This is stuff that you should praise, because how long have you been paycheck to paycheck? That's another factor. I know plenty of people, me included, that went a year, paycheck to paycheck, straight up. So if I see a $1 to $10 increase, yeah, you motherfucking right, I'm excited. Because that means something's shifting, something is changing. Now, that's no real progress to put a dent anywhere, but you got to start somewhere. And that's the point. And again, social media and boasting and chatty patty too much is not going to get it done. It's actually a setback. So you take that, you see what got you there, and try to duplicate and do some more to keep making that number build. But you know what? Depending on where you live, they trying to come up too. So it's a battle of everybody surviving, which in the type of world and economy we have, it should be able to be broken down where everybody can be okay. But you got some real salty shit, shady shit going on. I saw something, I probably won't reference it to the T, but something like, okay, so when crime happens, right, and there's cameras catching some of it, piece of it, any of it, and it's political because it's like, oh, we don't control these cameras, or we have to get clearance to see the but a speeding camera is 100% accurate. Boom, that was your car, your ticket, no trial. Boom, that was you. Pay it. So the importance is just crazy to me, because, yeah, the city got to eat. But you see how direct that is versus other things that may be just as important, but not for them. You got to understand, when they do it, when a crime is committed, they just cleaning up a vicious act or something that's against the law. Whatever money and compensation they get for doing that is probably just within their normal salary, right? There's not like a bonus for catching a murderer. This speeding camera shit, And all these other shits, ticket writing and all of that, that's putting, you know what I mean? It's a different game. It's a different hustle game right there. Totally. So, not to get too much off track with that, I'm just showing you the competition you up against when it comes to getting you right. So I know there's setbacks that you can't control sometimes. Again, if you went from $1 to $10, yeah, I can't stress how much that's progress to me. But you catch a ticket. Now that's a setback. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not directly your fault, but you just lost your come up. You know what I mean? So try to not let it upset you too much, and you can't control it in every breath. But know that to be a little more cautious the next time, because there's things you do that you pay for, and then, you know, people develop bad habits where they're just like, fuck it. They'll keep taking a chance on it and hope, you know, they don't get got every time. If you get got somewhere, wherever you parked or wherever you be at, whatever, if you're not this conscious of it, that's cool. But just next time, reroute your shit. Because you don't want to be on the come up, your little $10, $20, and now you got to pay for something that you wasn't expected to pay. You know what I mean? So just be glorified to yourself about progress. No matter how short and small it comes, it's still a come up. You feel me? So that was like a great example right there. I don't really know what else you could cut out. You know, I'm not the budget king. Just really emphasize like what got you to this progress. Again, I can't stress that payday thing enough. How much money do you have left when you get paid? Now, some people are calculated. They're like, yo, well, I have a savings account that I don't touch. So many factors that can play to why and how they got that. You know what I mean? People who don't have unnecessary shit like crazy credit card debt, just debt in general, any type of child support or any other taxation without representation. You know what I mean? Your taxes. Oh, the deadline hit already, right? So if you want to file an extension, you can just go to irs.gov. I believe it's gov. You go to the IRS site. Now, you know colon means nothing. I think the last 4 digits is 1040 or some shit like that, 829. Whatever the phone number is, that's like treacherous. You better have a whole day ahead of you to sit there and wait for that. But either way, in the phone call, they're probably going to tell you about this form. I forgot the exact numbers. I'm not going to guess. It's 48 something something. Either way, on the site, you can file for an extension. An extension on getting your taxes done. Now, if you owe or you're going to owe, it doesn't extend that. So you still had to have paid something by the deadline. You can't avoid that. But there's still an extension, which confuses me a little bit, because if you're giving me time to get right, then give me time to get right. Like, what the fuck is you can extend it, but you still owe what you owe? Of course I owe if I owe, but if I need time to get right, and the extension's till October, I believe. So get on this right now, because even though the deadline passed, it's still early in the deadline. So hit up irs.gov and try to get that extension. It's till October. But by October, you had to pay for your damn taxes, my G. Anyway, you helping us or nah? Because again, it's like, here's the extension, but you still are penalized for something. So is that really an extension? But the terminology and how it's broken down, maybe somebody who's better at it can give us insight on it. Again, I take all comments and all reactions. If you have subject matter for me to discuss, again, my email, you can email me at howyoustopHim, HOWUSTOPHIM 35@gmail.com. You can email me anything. My gram is howyoustopHim, HOWUSTOPHIM. You can hit me up there. You know what I mean? The YouTube channel, obviously, if you're watching this, you know it already. Voice of Reason NF. And just, you know, anything you got, just send my way, yo. But the tax thing is important. That's something that we can't dodge. You know? So trying to get all these things in order takes time. There's credit repair. credit financial advisors and of the sort. You know, you pick what lane you want to go, but the key is to like stay off social media, man. Like you put your little whatevers you want, but not your work in progress. Anything you working on or trying to build, the social media doesn't need to know it, because again, there's people that's not rooting for you. I'm sorry that there be maybe more people not rooting for you than rooting for you. You know, so keep it quiet. Even, you know, changes that I made, and I'm loving it, because, you know, certain things used to glorify and show the world, and because, you know, you're happy. Some of it is you're just really just happy, and you're just trying to put positive energy out there and show that you're in a good space. But that shit gets twisted on you know what I mean? Because if it's not all the way solidified, people gonna wish that away. You know what I'm saying? There's people that's gonna wish that away. So too much glorifying and praising. I mean, you could do it, because if you have that many blessings and you look out for that many people and you feel like you can't be touched in that sort of way to be affected, you know, your blessings affected, then do what you do. But I'm just saying, I just know that it draws attention sometimes that's really not needed. It's really not, you know. Being a private person is not bad. And that stems from the highest celebrity to the lowest nobody. And the nobody is still somebody, meaning just in this world of social media and famous and celebrity status. That's what I mean. But you can choose that private life no matter how famous or not famous you are. Because again, I just feel like, you know, it's not needed. The people who are really in your immediate circle and around you enough to praise you and root for you, you know, you can give them some insight if you choose. But even then, you know, everybody's going through their own thing, you know. And, you know, do I defend it and say all is not malicious? Whoever does wish bad or may not need to hear that because of how much they struggle or how unhappy they are with themselves. They don't say, all right, well, I want them to do good. Mostly it's a selfish world. If I'm struggling, I want you to struggle with me. You know, it's lonely at the top, but everybody's at the bottom, right? But I don't see how that's good. That's not even a good mindset to have, because no matter what I went through, I don't remember ever wishing bad on somebody. Not to say never, never, because we're humans, we make mistakes, and sometimes emotions in the moment will have us thinking some shit. So I'm not gonna lie, like it's all peachy creamy. Like we ain't sit here, you know, even I'm sitting here and not felt 100 and said, you know what, people should pay. But it's not up to me. It's not up to you. Let the universe work. That's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it on the forefront of that. Just be grateful, man, because you get up, you're able to try to make a change, a difference in however your life was going versus how you can have it go this time around. You know, and you don't gotta wait like we do with the New Year's resolution and all that. You ain't gotta wait for that. I'm not against waiting for your birthday, because if most of the world have New Year's resolutions, this is what I'm gonna stop doing when the New Year hit. Your birthday's really your New Year. So if you want to use that, and again, that's private. Everybody doesn't need to know that, and everybody's not bandwagon and copying that, because everybody's birthday is their own. I mean, there's a few. How many people have your exact birthday that you know? That's rare. You know what I mean? But you can choose that to be your energy to try to make a difference. I'm definitely feel that. You know what I mean? That's a good strategy. You can just wake up any random day and say, this is the change. But again, if you want to use the birthday, I like that. That is your new year. Remember I said that. You can use that as your platform to say, this is where I'm going to get busy at. So just, you know, take your time. See the moves you make. See what's important moves you make. See what's not so important. You know. I know life is short. It's a big battle between being strategic and moving a certain way to preserve versus tomorrow's not promised. Especially what we hear in the news. Once again, S.I.P Kayslay. And you go, well, I'm not going to be here forever, so let me do the things that I love to do. At any given time, for any given reason, just to say, well, I enjoyed. Instead of sitting here, some people apply too much pressure in trying to fix and get shit so in order that they don't get to enjoy nothing. Because I don't know. It busses me up a little bit. I talk about a coworker I had, rest in peace, that I felt like, I don't know his whole story. I just felt like he worked too long. And he actually died working, or on his way to work, or whatever, however they want to dress that up. And he died going to work, or at work, or leaving work. And he ain't even had no business there. One, it was overtime. And two, he's well past his years where he could have retired. You know what I mean? I don't want, I ain't putting his name out there, whatever, respect his family. And I just, that hit me a different way, because it's like, yeah, grind. Everybody will tell you grind. There's no middle ground here, because people criticize everything. If you work too much, grind. You're not going to enjoy your life. Do something that you like. And then there's the people who don't want to fucking work at all. So the middle is a very low percentage to me. The middle ground, where we cut it down the middle equally, and I feel like that's the best way to really get everything out of this life that we so-called deserve and want. Because you gotta have that beast grind mode mentality when there's time frames you just gotta go in for a stretch. And then there's times where you could chillax. It's not for me to determine which and when those are. It's just that you do gotta have a balance of both. So the all the time grind and no enjoyment is crazy to me, because you do got to take breathers somewhere. I know you feel like your back's against the wall. I've been there too. Where your back's against the wall, you fucking owe everybody. Nothing's in fucking order. You can't get a line of credit. You can't, shit is just nasty. It's spooky hours for you. Scary hours for you right now. I get it. But you still gotta have that breather, because you know what? You kill yourself or you stress yourself the fuck out and you pass, what's gonna happen to them bills? I know they threaten, your family gets the responsibility. Man, listen. Whatever. You can't have the carefree, don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to send that message. I'm just saying, I don't care how much you owe or who you owe. You gotta take the breather. I'm all for the middle of this. None of that all the grind time and no breather whatsoever till you burn the fuck out, and or you wind up realizing that all you do is sleep and grind. That can't be the narrative. I mean, that could be the narrative for 3 months, 6 months, set a goal, and you saying that you're only doing that for a certain amount of time, even if it doesn't really put the full dent in your debt, but you getting somewhere. You feel me? Because it's like, once you blow it, you blow it. You can do all the things you can to try to fix it, but I feel like life is life. On the other hand of things, you can't have the don't give a fuck and not want to try to handle nothing. I don't believe that either. So if you do have overwhelming debt and your credit is shot and you got this mentality like, fuck it, I'm going to just be a get over person. Whether you don't work, you unemployment, you get that, you get public assistance, you get whatever avenues you can finagle to work in your favor to survive and still turn up. I hear you. I don't knock it. I don't want to sound like I'm hating on that, because if you could really go through life, go to sleep at night, wake up with no sweat, whatever, then be that. I just can't co-sign it. I'm not hating. I can't co-sign it. But just in that same breath of not co-signing the lazy shit, I can't co-sign the 24/7, 360, a motherfucker work on his vacation if you let him. Or work on his day off. Every single day off he has, he's working. I'm not for that neither. I don't think life was for that. There's the balance in the middle. You got to be responsible. You got to handle certain shit. And sometimes you got to work a little harder than normal. I'm not saying you won't. And I'm not saying, again, have a goal. It could be 3 months nonstop, 6 months nonstop. But you can't go through life with that mentality. You got to take a breather at some point. No matter how much you may think it's costing and what you're losing in taking that breather. Because your body will sit you down for you if you don't think that your body don't respond and react to the shit that you do, the moves you make and all of that. And I could go on and on and on about that. So just have a mental, your mental is what's really going to get you through this. And it could stress you the fuck out because you got to sit there and say, what are the times that it's very important for me to be in grind mode? And when is a good time to take a breather? That I will not unpack. You have to decide that for your life based on your goals and whatever you got going on. You know what I'm saying? But I do know that some breather, somewhere, some relax, some chill mode has to happen. Your body needs a recharge. It's not just about sleep. It's about sleep. It's about mental relaxation, mental breather, not just physical. You know what I'm saying? So take that, take all of that, and I hope that gets you to a place where you could feel comfortable that you do enough and it's going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? So don't trip. It doesn't come overnight. And yeah, it's rough because you can grind. I guess people will look at the grinding too much and give a pass on that versus the one who's not grinding at all and saying, okay, Monday through Friday, people, what are you doing? You know, tell me you at least started the week Monday, Tuesday, hard body. And then if you slack off after Wednesday, cool. For example, not nothing in stone. Versus Monday grind, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yo, chill out, man. You need a break. You need a break. And I know, most people do have goals. So even the ones, and I'm not talking about the ones who don't want to grind at all. The ones that we may feel grind too much or too long or all the time with it, I'm sure they have a goal where they don't expect to do that forever. But a lot of time can pass you by. You know what I'm saying? And you realize you don't know if you coming or going. And again, your body reacts to stuff. I don't know how you operate, how far away is the grind from your resting place, how what other stuff you have to do outside grind, because responsibility is responsibility. No matter how much you grind, if you got kids and all of that, it just gets so complicated if you let it because there's other shit you do. If you're single, no kids, I still don't want you 365, 24/7. You still need a break. You still need a mental break. You still need a physical break. I don't care if you have no other responsibilities outside this mindset you have. But then it makes me trip because it's like, if you don't have kids or nobody, why do you have to go that hard? But you could be just setting up a legacy, setting up some shit because you want to have kids and a family. So I'm not really against each individual strategy and what they got set for themselves. I'm just saying, repeat it repeatedly, and I'm getting out of here. You gotta have balance and praise to yourself the little progress. No matter how little it is. A step forward is better than no step at all or a step backwards. And life is going to show you all of those. But if you can capitalize on the moments where you came up, no matter how little the come up is, copy and paste. Copy and paste. Till the next time, stay safe. I'ma holla. Peace.